Guys, at this point, I feel like an infomercial salesman because we started out with translations and, we got those down, and then we started with reflections, and you thought that was it, right? And then we're like, oh, wait, there's more. And there was more with reflections. And now you learned rotations, and we're at the point now where, oh, wait, there's more. So we're at the second part of rotations. Remember, for all transformations, the pre-image is the original shape or figure or point that we're interested in, and then the image is the new point or shape or figure. Remember that rotations do not preserve orientation, so they're not going to face the same way, but they do preserve rigidity, which means they're not going to get larger or smaller. When we rotate about a point, it makes us create a new origin to rotate about and to use those rules. So just to kind of go back to just kind of a big key thing here is that x comma y is the ordered pair that you're, when you write it and all that sort of stuff, because when we rotate this, it gets all mixed up in our head. I'm going to show you both ways to think about it, and then you can decide which way you like better, and then you can continue to use the method that you prefer. So what we're going to do here is we are going to rotate triangle ABC about the point 2, -1. So 2, -1 is right here. And then ABC, I'm going to rotate each point there, and it's -180 degrees. So what I'm going to do is each point I'm going to have to translate first back to the origin. So I'm going to have to go over to up 1, that's A. Then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. So at 1, 2, that was like one pretend A. We have a couple of them going on. Then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. If you like to use the rule here, this is the people that like to use rules. I'm just a math teacher. I don't remember the rules. So just to say that you remember those for, lasting times, a little bit, it's a little bit far-fetched, I guess you could say. So I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. That gives me another pretend A right here. Then I'm going to, that was if I had shifted it. If I had, let me erase all the other, no. Okay, so I'm going to erase some of the pretend stuff. So now we're here. So now I need to, so this was if I had rotated about the point. And so basically what I did was when I translated it to make that first pretend point, I made this I basically moved the origin to right here and shifted everything that way. But now I need to shift it back. So I need to go right to down 1. And so now this is my new A prime. And then you can do the same thing for C. So I'm going to have a pretend C at this point right here. Then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. And so I'm going to be right here. So I'm going to erase this pretend one, and I'm going to erase that pretend A. Then I'm going to have to shift it back right to down 1, and that gives me my C prime. And then I'm going to do the same thing for B. So I'm going to have a pretend B I'm going to have to shift left to up 1. There's a pretend B that's at 3, 7. So rotating it about the origin 180 degrees is -3, -7. Then I go down 1, right 2, and that gives me my real B prime. So then I'll go back and erase this. So lots of steps involved here with rotating it, like moving it. So I'm going to show you a different way that you can do it here. So we are going to rotate triangle MNP 90 degrees, which is counterclockwise or to the left, about the point 2, -1. So still about the same 1. So when I rotate 90 degrees left, this is what I like to do. I like to look at this shape, this L shape right here. That's 1, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. So when I rotate 90 degrees about that point, then a 90-degree turn is going to make me have something that looks like this, where this is still 1 and this is still 7. So then there's my new N prime. And then I just go back and do the exact same thing. I just think of it, I like to rotate it better in as an L shape. This is a larger one. So let's see here. That's a 9, and then this is a 6, looks like. No, 7. Sorry. So then when I rotate it 90 degrees, I'm going to be at 9 across and down 7. And so there is my new point, M prime. And so I'll erase this one. And then I'm going to do the same thing with P. And so P is, let's see here, 3. And 6. So I'm going to have, when I rotate 90 degrees, I'm going to be here at a 3 and then at a 6 right there. That's going to be my new P prime. Then I'll just go back and erase it. Now, what's really nice is really on your skill checks and even on probably more than likely on your exam, you are going to be able to only have to look at one point. So if you won't have to be rotating each point about or about a point, so about the other point, but or rotating it around there. So you can kind of decide on which way you like better. So we're going to rotate triangle. Well, really JKL. This really is JKL. 270 degrees counterclockwise to the left. Or this way, I don't know if you have seen this or not, but 270 to the left is the same thing as 90 degrees to the right. So if you just want to make one turn to the right, if you can kind of make that connection, then you can do that. And that's over the point 1, 4. So some of these are a little bit closer, but L isn't. It might be you could combine both of these strategies. So if I go to the right 90, so I have this little L. So I'm going to turn this L to the right 90 degrees. I'm going to be right here. So then this is my new J prime. And then my L, or excuse me, my J isn't, my K isn't very far either. It's a 1 by 9. So if I go 90 degrees, it's going to look like this. Oops, I'm going to run out of room. 1 by 9 here. I'm going to go up a little bit higher. So that's going to be your new K. That goes all the way up to 13. So there's my new K. So I'm going to erase all this, try to scoot around J. Now, I'm going to look here. I'm going to look at L. L is pretty far. So what I could do is probably do my rotation about the origin method here. So I'm doing both methods here on this one. So I'm going to go to the left one and down 4. So I'm going to do that right there. So that would be like if I had moved the point of rotation to the origin. So I'm at 8, -9. And if I rotate that 90 degrees to the right, I'm going to be at 9, 8. I'm going to be right here. And then I can then go back to the actual point. So go over 1 and up 4. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm off the other one again as well here. So then this would be my actual triangle way up here. So that's rotating about the point J. Oops. I drew the wrong one. Here we go. I knew J. And this is L prime. So, you might decide on, if it's a far point from your actual point of rotation, you want to do the pretend origin with a couple of pretend points, or do you want to just think of it as an L shape and then rotate that L shape? Also, remember that 270 and 90 go hand in hand. So 270 to the left is 90 to the right, and 270 to the right is 90 to the left. And so therefore you're not having to rotate 3 times. If you do 270, you only have to rotate it basically 1 time. So that kind of helps as well. So what I want you to do is draw a triangle X, Y, and Z for your challenge question anywhere, and then rotate it -90 degrees clockwise about the point B. So draw your triangle in any relationship to B and then rotate that. Let us check it, and then we'll kind of let you know if we think you're ready for the skill check. But so if you're not ready, then it's just a good thing to practice a little bit more, because these are challenging problems. And rotating about a point that's not the origin is it's just a tough thing. So if you're just having problems, don't get discouraged. Just keep working at it, and you'll get it. So this is it. There's no wait more about rotations. We have one more transformation, dilations next, and then we're done with transformations. So yay! And we're moving on to the next thing in geometry.